I just found out my girlfriend don't actually like me. She only dated me to prove a point to her sister. I, 28 male, have been dating Bella, 26 female, for 7 months. When we got together, I felt like I'd won the lottery. She's gorgeous, confident, always the center of attention. I'm an IT manager, pretty introverted, not the type who usually catches someone like her. When she started flirting with me at her sister's family gathering, I was shocked. Here's the complicated part. I knew Bella's younger sister Erin, 23, female, before I met Bella. Erin works at the library, and a year ago she needed help with computer skills for work. A mutual friend connected us, and I spent weeks teaching her Excel and troubleshooting. We got along well. She was quiet, thoughtful. Nothing romantic happened, but we had a nice friendship. Erin had invited me to a family dinner as a thank you for all the help I'd given her. When I showed up at what I thought was casual dinner and Erin introduced me to her family, including Bella, I was surprised. Erin seemed nervous. Bella immediately started chatting me up, and by the end of the night, she'd given me her number. After Bella and I started dating, Erin disappeared from my life. She stopped responding to texts, wouldn't make eye contact at family events. I figured she felt awkward because her friend's now dating her own sister. Bella said Erin was always weird about my boyfriends, and I accepted that. Last night changed everything. I stopped by Bella's apartment to pick up a jacket I'd left there the other night. She wasn't expecting me. When I got to her door, I heard her on a phone call. The door was cracked open. I was about to knock when I heard her say my name. Sean. Oh please, of course I don't actually like him. I'm only dating him to show Erin that she never had a chance. She needs to understand where she ranks, you know? I froze. Her friend must have responded because Bella laughed. Yeah, she's been pathetic about it. I found her diary, yeah, a freaking diary at 23, and she had entries about how nice he was to her, how patient. It was sad. The girl needs to learn that people like her don't end up with guys like him. She's background noise. She exists to make people like me look better. I felt punched in the stomach. Honestly, she should thank me. I'm teaching her about self-awareness. I backed away, walked to my car, and sat there for 20 minutes processing. All those times Erin avoided me. The hurt looks at family dinners when Bella kissed me. I'd been used as a weapon against someone I cared about. I spent the night digging. I called the mutual friend who'd originally connected me with Erin and asked careful questions. Then I reached out to a couple of their relatives I'd met at family events. Turns out Bella has been bullying Erin their entire lives. She stole Erin's college portfolio and claimed it was her own, then said Erin had lost hers. She systematically sabotaged Erin's friendships, spread rumors, constantly put her down. Everyone accepts it as sibling rivalry, but it's worse than that. I feel sick. I don't have romantic feelings for Erin, but she was kind and genuine. She was my friend, and I walked into becoming another tool for her sister to hurt her with. I confronted Bella this morning. I expected her to deny it, cry, apologize. Instead, she barely blinked. Sean, that's just how sisters are. Erin needs to learn her place. She's always been the type who needs to stay in the background. I'm doing her a favor. So you're saying you're really dating me just to hurt your sister? I'm dating you because you're useful, she said casually. And you make me look good to my parents, but yeah, the fact that it bothers Erin is a bonus. If you want to be with me, you need to understand that I know what's best for everyone. She wasn't even pretending to feel bad. In her mind, she had done nothing wrong. I left. Haven't talked to her since. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Part of me wants to ghost her and be done. But I can't stop thinking about Erin, about the pain Bella has caused, about how she'll keep doing this. I think Bella needs to understand what it feels like to be someone's tool, to be humiliated, to have someone use you for entertainment. Is that wrong? I'm not vindictive usually, but the way she talked about her sister, about me, with zero remorse. I can't just walk away. Reddit, I need advice. How do I handle this? Edit, thanks for all the responses. Some are asking if I've talked to Erin. I haven't yet. I'm not sure how to approach her after being part of her hurt, even unknowingly. Update 1. It's been 4 days since my last post. Thank you to everyone who responded. The message was talk to Erin first and document everything, so that's what I've been doing. Getting Erin to meet was hard. I texted asking for coffee. She left me on read for 2 days. I texted again. I know what Bella did. I'm so sorry. Please let me explain. She finally agreed yesterday at a coffee shop near the library. When I got there, she was already in the back corner, looking like she wanted to disappear. I sat down and apologized. I told her about the phone conversation, that I had no idea I was being used against her. Erin stared at her coffee. I'm not surprised, she finally said. That's what Bella does. She finds what you care about and ruins it. Erin, I never knew you had feelings for me. If I had, it doesn't matter, she cut me off. It wasn't really about you, Sean. Bella saw I'd made a friend, someone who treated me like I was worth listening to, and she couldn't stand it. She has to win everything, even things that aren't competitions. Over the next hour, she told me more. When they were in high school, Bella got Erin kicked out of photography club by spreading a rumor she'd stolen equipment. When Erin got accepted to her first choice college, Bella told their parents she'd overheard Erin talking about dropping out to follow some guy, making them doubt her until she ended up at community college instead. Every friendship, every achievement, Bella found a way to poison it. Why does your family let her get away with this? Erin laughed bitterly. Because she's perfect. She's beautiful, successful, charming. When I try to tell anyone I sound crazy or jealous, she's really good at making me look like the problem. What if we could prove it, show people who she really is? Erin looked at me like I'd suggested something insane. No one would believe us, and even if they did. Sean, you don't know how she gets when someone challenges her. She'll destroy you. She already destroyed me. I spent 7 months thinking I was in a real relationship. I want her to understand what that feels like. I've spent days trying to gather evidence, but it's not going well. Bella is careful. Her texts auto-delete. She uses Snapchat mostly. The shared cloud storage was clean. She knows how to cover her tracks. The one piece we have is Erin's diary, detailed notes for years about dates, times, what Bella did. But that's just one side. A lawyer friend said it's not admissible as real evidence. I tried pulling away emotionally, being less available, slower responses, acting distracted. Maybe she'd get insecure and say something revealing I could record. It backfired. Last night, Bella showed up unannounced. She'd brought my favorite takeout, was being sweet. I feel like we've been distant. Tell me what's wrong. I want to fix this. For a moment, I almost felt bad. She seemed worried, like genuinely. Then I remembered what she said about Erin, and I knew this was manipulation. She wasn't worried about me. She was worried about losing control. I told her I was thinking about taking a break. I watched her face. For a second there was anger or panic, but then the mask returned. Is this about Erin? Her voice was calm with steel underneath. Did she say something? Because you should know my sister has always had issues with honesty. She makes up stories when she's insecure. This isn't about Erin, really, because you two seemed cozy at my parents' dinner last week. I hadn't been there in 2 weeks. She was lying, testing me. Bella, I think we should take time. No, the word came out hard. You don't get to just walk away, Sean. We have something good. You need me. You were nothing before we got together, just some boring IT guy no one noticed. I made you interesting. I made you matter. There it was, how she really saw me. I think you should leave, I said, more firmly this time. She stared at me and I couldn't tell if she'd cry or hit me. Finally, she grabbed her purse and went to the door. After she left, I called Erin. The evidence plan isn't working. She's too smart, but I have another idea. Sean, maybe we should let it go. She's already suspicious. I can't. She's going to do this to other people. We have to find a way to show everyone who she really is. Erin was quiet. What's your idea? There's a big company event in 2 weeks. Awards dinner, senior management, important clients. Bella's been asking about it constantly, wanting me to bring her to network. What if we used that? Used it how? I explained my plan. It was risky, maybe cruel, but every time I hesitated, I thought about Erin's diary, about years of torture, about Bella probably already planning her next victim. If we do this, Erin said slowly, there's no going back. She'll never forgive either of us. Good, I said. I don't want her forgiveness. I want her to stop. We've started planning. I don't know if it'll work, but I have to try. It's time someone held up a mirror to show Bella exactly what she is. I'll update after the event. Edit. To people saying just tell her parents enable it. And she'd claim I'm a bitter ex. This has to be public, undeniable in front of people who matter to her professionally. Update 2. Okay, deep breath. I'm writing this from my apartment at 2 a.m. because I can't sleep and I need to process what happened tonight. The company event was tonight. Black tie dinner, about 200 people, big deal for my career. I've been working toward getting promoted to senior manager, and making a good impression tonight was important. Bella knew this. She'd been talking about it non-stop for the past 2 weeks. In the days leading up to tonight, I'd been acting increasingly distant and cold toward her. Not enough to break up, but enough to make her nervous. She went into overdrive trying to win me back, showing up at my office with lunch, texting me constantly, being uncharacteristically vulnerable. It was fascinating and disturbing to watch her algorithm recalculate in real time. Yesterday, I finally came around. I told her I'd been stressed about the event, that I was sorry for being distant and that I couldn't wait for her to be there with me. She practically glowed. I have the perfect dress, she said. Everyone's going to be so impressed with us. With us. Like we were a unit. Like I was an accessory to her performance. Erin and I had been planning for the past week. She helped me put together a presentation. My hands were shaking when I saved the final file to the presentation laptop this afternoon. The event started at 7. Bella showed up at my place at 6 to get ready together, wearing this stunning red dress. She took about 50 selfies of us before we even left, posted them all over Instagram with captions about power couple energy. I felt sick every time the camera flashed. We got to the venue and Bella immediately went into networking mode. She was charming, laughing, making connections. Several of my colleagues complimented me on my beautiful date. My boss's wife told Bella she was lucky to have found such a stable, reliable guy. Bella squeezed my hand and smiled. Oh, I know, he's perfect for me. Dinner happened. Awards were given out. The usual corporate stuff. Then came the portion of the evening where a few senior team members were invited to say a few words about company values and culture. I've been asked to speak about work-life balance and the importance of authentic relationships. Ironic, given everything. But I'd made a last-minute addition to the agenda. I told the AV coordinator that I wanted to include a video testimonial as part of my speech, something about appreciating the people who support us. She'd been happy to add it to the presentation queue. When my turn came, I walked up to the podium. Bella was beaming in the audience. She thought this was her moment too. She'd told me earlier that she might say a few words if I invited her up, about being a supportive partner. I started my speech normally, talked about balance, about appreciating authentic connections. Then I said, I'd like to share something personal tonight because I think it's important we talk about what authenticity really means. I nodded to the AV coordinator. The lights dimmed. The screen behind me came to life. First was the audio recording from that FaceTime call. Bella's voice crystal clear saying, "Of course I don't actually like him. I'm dating him to show Erin that she never had a chance. She needs to understand where she ranks." The room went silent. I saw Bella's face go white in the front row. Then came screenshots of text messages I'd managed to recover from a backup. Messages where Bella discussed using me to put Erin in her place. Messages where she laughed about how pathetic it was that I thought she actually cared. Messages coordinating with friends about how to maintain the charade. Then came pages from Erin's diary, photographed and displayed, years of documented abuse, the portfolio theft, the sabotaged college applications, the destroyed friendships, a timeline of systematic cruelty. Finally, the screen showed a simple slide. This is what manipulation looks like. This is what systemic abuse looks like. This is what happens when we let charm hide cruelty. I turned to look at Bella. She was standing now, her face a mixture of shock and rage. "Turn it off," she said, her voice shaking. "Sean, turn it off right now." "No," I said into the microphone. "You told me Erin needed to learn where she ranks. You told me that she deserved it. I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. Everyone deserves to be treated with basic human dignity. And everyone deserves to know when they're being manipulated by someone who sees them as props in their performance. Bella started walking toward the stage. You have no right. I have every right, I interrupted. You used me. You've been using your sister her entire life. You're not a strong, confident woman. You're an abuser who's gotten away with it because you're pretty and charming. The room was dead silent. I could see my boss in the audience looking shocked. My colleagues were whispering to each other, and Bella looked like she was going to shatter into pieces. I'm sorry, I said, addressing the room now. I know this isn't what anyone expected tonight, but I couldn't let this continue. I couldn't let her keep hurting people and facing no consequences. I looked directly at Bella. You wanted to teach your sister a lesson about her place in the world. Consider this me teaching you one about yours. Bella let out this sound, I can't even describe it. Part scream, part sob. Then she turned and ran from the room. I could hear her heels clicking rapidly across the floor, getting quieter and quieter until the main door slammed. The aftermath was chaos. My boss pulled me aside immediately. Several people wanted to know if this was real or some kind of social experiment presentation. HR is definitely going to want to talk to me on Monday, but I don't regret it. Not even a little bit. I went outside after about 30 minutes of awkward explanations and found Erin sitting on a bench near the parking lot. I'd asked her to come to be nearby, though not in the venue itself. She'd agreed reluctantly. Did you do it? She asked when she saw me. I did it. She was quiet for a long moment, then, how do you feel? Honestly, I feel free. We sat there together while people slowly left the venue. Some of my colleagues stopped to ask if I was okay. A few asked about Erin, wanted to know if she needed anything. One of the senior partners actually apologized to her for what she'd been through, even though he'd never met her before tonight. Bella's phone has been blowing up according to mutual friends. She's been frantically trying to do damage control, claiming the audio was taken out of context, that I'm a bitter ex trying to ruin her. But the evidence is out there now. People are asking questions. I don't know what happens next. I might get fired. Bella might try to sue me for defamation or something. Her parents have been calling non-stop and I've been ignoring them. But when I dropped Erin off at her apartment tonight, she hugged me for the first time since before I started dating Bella. Thank you, she whispered, for seeing me, for believing me. That made it worth it. Whatever comes next, that made it worth it. Edit, it's now 4 a.m. and I still can't sleep. Bella has been texting me these long, rambling messages, switching between begging me to fix this and threatening me with legal action. I've blocked her number. Some of you are asking about Erin's reaction. She's processing. She called me around 3 a.m. and we talked for almost an hour. She said she never thought anyone would actually believe her about Bella, let alone do something about it. She cried. I cried. It was a lot. Final update, it's been 6 weeks since the event. I owe you an update. Let me start with my job. The Monday after, I was called into HR and my boss's office. I'd violated policy by using a work event for personal matters. They were sympathetic. Several colleagues vouched for the authenticity of what I'd presented, but there were consequences. I was formally reprimanded, put on a performance improvement plan, and my promotion was off the table for at least a year. I expected worse. I expected to be fired. My boss told me privately that several senior leaders had been impressed by my courage to speak truth, even if they disagreed with my methods. So I still have my job. It's awkward sometimes, but I'm managing. Bella's fallout was significant. Within a week, her employer placed her on administrative leave. Several coworkers came forward with complaints, manipulation, taking credit for others' work, creating toxic environments. 2 weeks ago, she was let go. Not officially because of what I revealed, but the timing wasn't coincidental. Her social circle imploded. The friend from the FaceTime call posted on Instagram about how Bella had manipulated her for years. Others started sharing their stories. It was like a dam breaking. Bella's parents called repeatedly for 2 weeks. Her mom left crying voicemails asking how I could destroy their family. Her dad threatened legal action, though nothing came of it. Eventually, Erin had a conversation with them. I don't know what was said, but it was the first time they'd actually listened to her side. They're in family therapy now. Whether it'll help, I have no idea. Bella herself has been mostly silent. She deleted all social media 2 weeks after the event. I heard she moved to Denver. Someone said they saw her LinkedIn updated with a new job, but I haven't looked. I blocked her everywhere. 3 weeks ago, she sent one final email. I almost didn't open it. "You ruined my life because I hurt your feelings. I hope you're proud of yourself. I'll never forgive you for this." I didn't respond. She still doesn't get it, still sees herself as the victim. Now the good part, Erin. She moved out of her old apartment and got a place downtown, near photography studios she'd been scoping out. Remember how Bella killed her passion for photography in high school? Erin's been slowly getting back into it. Last week, she showed me her recent work, portraits mostly, and they're genuinely beautiful. She has an eye for capturing unguarded moments, finding honesty in a face. She's been seeing a therapist regularly, working through years of trauma and self-doubt. She told me recently that for the first time in her life, she feels like she can breathe without waiting for something bad to happen. I keep expecting Bella to show up and ruin things, but she's really gone, and I'm still here. Our friendship has evolved, not romantic, but genuinely important to both of us. We get coffee every Saturday morning. She helps me understand trauma and manipulation. I help her with practical things, building her photography website, business logistics, just consistently showing up. 2 weeks ago, her parents invited me to dinner. It was awkward. They apologized for not believing Erin sooner, for enabling Bella for years. Erin's mom cried and said she'd failed as a mother. It was heavy, but also healing. At dinner, Erin's dad asked if I regretted what I did at the company event. I thought about it before answering. "I regret the way I did it," I said honestly. "It was public and dramatic, and it had consequences I didn't fully think through. But do I regret exposing the truth? No, someone needed to." He nodded slowly. "I'm glad someone did. I'm ashamed it wasn't me. As for my personal life, I've been single since everything happened. I went on one date about a month ago, but I couldn't focus. I kept analyzing everything she said, looking for manipulation, testing for authenticity. It'll take me a while to trust again. Last Saturday, Erin said something I've been holding on to. You know what the best part is? I get to find out who I am when I'm not spending all my energy surviving her. I'm 23 years old, and I'm just now getting to discover myself. That's why I did it. Not for revenge, for that. Sometimes the right thing and the smart thing aren't the same. I chose right over smart. I'm still paying the price for that choice, and probably will be for a while. But when I see Erin posting photos on her new Instagram, pictures she took herself, of places she chose to explore, with captions that aren't filled with self-deprecation, it feels worth it. Bella wanted to teach Erin a lesson about her place in the world. Instead, she learned one about hers. And Erin's learning that her place isn't in anyone's shadow. It's wherever she decides to stand. Thanks for following this journey, Reddit. I'm closing this account after posting this. Time to move forward. Edit. A few of you asked if Erin and I will ever be more than friends. The honest answer is I don't know. Right now, we're both figuring out who we are after trauma. She's escaping years of abuse. I'm learning to trust again. Maybe someday we'll re-examine that. Maybe not. Either way, I'm grateful she's in my life.